I'm going to show you today how I make Origami Peace Cranes. This is the one we'll be doing. This is a smaller version. You would use the 7.5 centimeter paper for this. I'm using a 15 centimeter paper to get this size. And for these cranes, you can use a single-sided color. You don't have to get the double-sided because really only the one side is going to show. This is just a regular paper that you could get in your craft store. When you get a little more experienced, you could use maps or magazines or newspapers, but you have to fold these yourselves. You have to cut the paper, and it has to be absolutely square, or your folds aren't going to come out the right way. So you kind of have to build up to these. These are known as peace cranes, and I like to make them. I like to put a special intention inside. You can write love, peace, prosperity, safety, all kinds of different things. So there are a lot of videos that show you how to do these, but some of them don't give you the tips of how to get them to be very precise. I like to use a folding tool. This is, I think, something for sewing. You can use a letter opener. Some people use a pencil. You can use your fingers, but this gives you a nice crisp edge. The most important thing when you're folding is to get these corners to be very precise. You want it right on edge, because all the folds that you do from here are going to build upon those first ones. So what I'm doing is I'm pre-scoring my folds, and that's what gives me these sharp, clean lines. So we're going to fold edge to edge diagonally. Open the paper up. And then I just like to do it the opposite way. Now we're going to fold side to side. Again, taking extra time to get those corners nice and clean, because those corners end up being the tips of your wings, the tips of the neck and tail, or beak and tail, and they'll be nice and sharp for you. Now what I do is I take my two corners and I fold them in so that they're touching. And then you'll see you can just collapse the paper in on itself because you've pre-scored all those folds. Again, you're going to find other ways of doing this. This is the most basic. It's also the easiest, and I think I can get the most precise folds that way. So again, all I've done is just collapse the paper in, and then you want to get these nice and clean. You can actually feel with your fingers if these are meeting up inside there. You can feel right here if the creases line up. Again, folds are all up here. This tip here is actually going to be this top of his back. So now that you've done that, this is at the open edge. You're going to fold these up. And this is where you take that extra time, like I said. You're going to fold this up, but I don't want you to go all the way to the center fold, because that makes it actually too tight. You want to go just a little bit outside of that center fold. Again, you want to get this bottom crease here as clean as you can. And you're going to do the same on the other side. Everything that you work when you're folding the crane is symmetrical. So whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. Flip it. We'll do the same here. Again, folding in, taking that extra time at the bottom there. And the second side is easier because you can fold up these edges. Make sure that they line up nicely together. And the same thing on the other side. You have to turn the paper however you feel comfortable. Wherever you feel you have the best control. That's called a kite fold or a diamond fold. Now again, this is the back of the bird. I'm going to fold that down. I'm folding it right to the edge of this, like that. Turn it over. It's the same paper, same back. Fold it over on the other side. And that's creating this part here. Now we're going to make our bird base. We open the kite, bring this point up, and because you've pre-scored those folds, it starts to collapse in on itself for you. It takes a little bit of coaxing, but those lines are there and you just be patient, follow them up. Again, paying attention always to these corners. And the same on the bottom. And that's called your bird base. Flip it over. And we're going to do the same. Open up the kite. The sharper you make those folds in the beginning, the easier this part is going to be. And again, fold it down. Now you have your bird base. These here are going to be the wings. This part here will be a neck and a tail. So taking this side, we're going to fold into the center. Again, don't go all the way to that edge. It will make turning it too tight. You want to go just shy of that inside fold. And again on the other side. Keeping these edges as clean as you can. Turn it over. Pause the video when you need to. Make your fold and then start it again. Again, this side into the center. And you want to make sure that these edges line up. Now the other side. I like to finger score it before I use the tool. This way if there's any mistakes I can straighten it out. And that's what you have. Now, this is your wing. This will be your neck and your tail. Going to take one wing, fold it down. It folds down right to itself it won't let you fold past it. And don't force it because you don't want to rip this area. And you want to line that bottom up with the center. Turn it. And same on the other side. This is your back. And you have your two wings. And this is the tricky part. This took me a long time to figure out because I was learning from books at first. You're going to flip in this way because now you're turning it. So this is like a half fold, let's say. One way. Turn it. See? This is your wing. You folded it in half. You did the same on the other side. This flap is now going to move up. Turn it over. And the same with this. What we're doing is flipping it up. Now we're going to open it. This is the center, this is our wing. The other side. Flip it in half. We're going to make more folds. This is now either a neck or a tail. And these are your wings. All you have to do is hold the bottom and pull your wings up. Now, this is free. Just pulling this out at an angle and I crimp the bottom. Same thing here. Pull it out to the angle I want and just crimp. Then I take my tool, fold it down about an inch. This is going to be the head. Bring it back, and I like to crimp it one more time here. That gives me those sharp edges. That's the look that I like for my cranes. Practice makes progress. It takes a while to learn how to do these. Sometimes I like my tail just a little sharper. Some people like to puff the body out. I like my back sharp like that, but I'll show you how. Just going to pull the wings and gently open it up. You have to be careful when you do that because it can rip, it's delicate. And that's one way. And that's your other way. And that's your origami crane. Good luck.